watching MSTV.
I'm out here in Las Vegas, and who do I run into? None other than Misfit, Denise Masino. Hey, Denise, what's going on?
Nice to see you. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a long time since I've been here.
I know. How many years have you not been at the O?
Well, so I did the Olympia in '03 and '04, and then in '05 they relegated it to the Expo Hall, and I said no. Yeah. And I didn't come back because it hasn't been here. And so now with Jake Wood, Wings of Strength, honoring the women Olympias from the women that inspired me, I had to come back.
How cool was this whole Legends they just had now? And I just interviewed Kiki. I mean, it's just like blast from the past, pioneers of the sport. How cool was this presentation?
I've been geeking out. Like, I'm totally geeking out on these women. So I had to go down memory lane, right? I was hoping to see Rachel McClish and Corey, and they're not, but I got to meet Kiki, who I remember when I was a young girl, her on stage with the headband and feathers. I was
different color, but there's still a headband on.
Yeah, she's
the white one on stage.
Right, I'm so totally geeking out. So I got her autograph. Carla Dunlap. I never met Carla Dunlap.
Yeah.
I looked at these women in the magazines like every day. I had stacks. I never collected anything in my life, Joe.
Yeah.
I only collected magazines that had pictures of women bodybuilders because I knew that I was going to be just like them. That's why I'm here. So awesome.
Jake has done a great job with this whole bringing it back, but Greg's telling me there's a story behind your, let's hear the story behind the belt.
So every year, the Misfits for Life, we raise money for St. Jude, and we have a good time doing it. And Steve Cardillo has been a doll. He donated a belt for me to have all of the women bodybuilders sign, and so this year at the Arnold we had it signed by all the girls dressed up as superheroes there, and I
was there, I know.
So I'm getting the Olympians, the women here, sign it, and what we're going to do is we're going to auction it, and all the money goes to the kids, every penny. Cool. So that's what we're doing.
So when is it where and when will the auction be around? Do you have that figured out yet, or you still got to get that figured out?
So the auction is probably going to start in about a week. It'll run for a week, most likely on eBay, and my social media feed will have all the information related to it.
St. Jude, she does the mud run every year, and I know you hate getting your hair and everything all full of the mud and everything, but it's worth it though, right?
It's good for me too. Yeah, totally worth it. Totally worth it. So, yeah, thank you, friends.
Denise Masino, she does excellent work for St. Jude's. Go to DeniseMasino.com, and of course, in our current issue, we have the feature on Denise in there too. So.
Oh my God, I loved it.
And an inset shot on the cover.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
for that. I was blown away by the story, by the photos. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. It was my pleasure because you're you, and without you, there's not a lot of this.
Thank you.
DeniseMasino.com and AdventuresOfMisfit.com as well, right, for the movie. Put your money out to the auction, St. Jude's.
How you doing? My name is John Sikoris, and this is Sharice Sikoris, and we're the owners of Titan Medical Center.
The diabolical stop and frisk is the topic at hand. You guys that watch my show, you know that I'm retired from the NYPD. For those who don't, I turned into a sports writer and then started my own media company in 2008. So I have experience in that side of things as far as police work is concerned. And I have a theory why, and it's a proven theory, why stop and frisk has a higher amount of black and Hispanic people as opposed to white, Asian, Indian, whatever. Any other of the races that you can think of. And it's quite simple. Basically, in the neighborhoods where black and Hispanic people reside, obviously more people are going to be stopped in those areas, those precincts. And I worked in many of them starting in 1987 in Bedford-Stuyvesant. So you're going to have areas that there's a lot of black people, a lot of Spanish people, a lot of white people, a lot of Chinese people. Depends on whatever assignment you have. So obviously, if you work in an area with a lot of black people, most of your stop and frisk reports are going to be for black people. It makes fucking sense, okay? And vice versa if you work in the white neighborhood. But why is there so many more people stopped in those areas and for those type of people? And here is my theory, and like I said, it is factual. It is not it's not a guess. You could look it up. The numbers speak for themselves, okay? There are 3 elements that stick out. These areas usually have a higher rate of crime, and that's not saying anything that's not public record. You can look on NYPD stats all over the internet. You'll see the crime's up, crime's down, and they'll tell you the areas where they are. So usually in the areas in the precincts, now 7-9, 7-7, 6-7, these are all areas that I worked in. It's going to be a little more crime going on than maybe like in the, the 6-8 precinct in Bay Ridge, where you're going to mostly have a lot of fights because there's bars there, drunk driving, same reason. But you're not going to have as many violent crimes, okay? That's just a fact. Why? You can draw your own conclusions. I have my theories, but that's not the topic right now of why there's crimes in those areas. We know there are because of the statistics speak for themselves. Secondly, there's a higher rate of unemployment in those areas. Donald Trump keeps pointing out, I have the lowest black and Hispanic and Asian and all this unemployment. So those are, again, raw numbers that you can't say racist and you can't say wrong. These are numbers. There's a higher rate of employment in those areas, and those just happen to be the same areas where there's a higher rate of crime. Now, people say, well, they can't get a job, so they're poor and they have to steal. I don't buy that shit, but whatever. Just as long as we're on the same page so far. There is a higher rate of unemployment, which means people are hanging around more in the street. And what's going to happen when they're doing that? Things usually happen. They get into trouble. They do certain things. People dial 911. 9 out of 10 times when the cop throws somebody up against the wall, it was a result of a radio run. And most of the time, it's an anonymous radio run. Male black on the corner with a gun, or male black on the corner selling drugs. 5'8", black shirt, 20s, click. They hang up. It's a bullshit call. A lot of reasons why those bullshit calls come in, but the cops that respond, they pull up to the corner. There's usually somebody that meets the description over there because it's a very general description. It's not saying this guy has a shirt that says MSM gray and he's got a beard that the dye is wearing off and it's turning gray again and he's 5'9" and stuff. It's very general description. So that's why you get thrown up against the wall if you happen to meet that. And it could be 5 years that meet the description. So you're all up against the wall. Guess what? Everybody goes when the whistle blows type of thing. So again, the unemployment, double-headed monster, makes people commit more crimes and more people just hanging around and they're in the streets instead of, 9 to 5 in Midtown somewhere. And now I'm driving my police car in East Flatbush or Brownsville. And guess what? Instead of being in Manhattan, he's on the corner, on Buffalo Avenue. Okay. Third one, there's a higher population in these areas, and there's a simple reason for that. Most of the time, many of these places include public housing projects. And if any of you have never had the pleasure of doing a vertical patrol, which became infamous with that Chinese officer in the 7-3 precinct, which bordered my precinct, so I'm very familiar with those projects, the pink houses and those places. Vertical patrol going up and down the stairs there with the sliding on the piss puddles all over the place. There's a lot of people that live in these projects. Obviously, they're high rises, okay? And then also there's a lot of SROs, and you're like, what the fuck's an SRO? Single room occupancy. So basically, I have one apartment on the second floor, but I made 4 apartments out of it, and they all share the same bathroom. I just put walls in between, and every one of those things, they share the kitchen and the bathroom, and I charge each of them a separate rent. No, it's not legal, but we're talking about illegal apartments and stuff like that. We're not talking about somewhere where you go to a real estate agent saying, I'm looking for an apartment. Oh, okay, let's see what they got listing. What's your price range there, Johnny? We're talking about fucking people that snuck over the border, people that overstayed their visas, and they got to sleep where they got to sleep, all right? So they get sometimes, whatever, it could be even $100 a month that they have this SRO. Because the first time when I was a rookie, when I walked into one, I was like, what the fuck is this? It was like a fucking maze, okay? So those was the 3 reasons why. Unemployment rate's higher, population's higher, and the crime is higher. So that is going to give you more numbers as opposed, with black and Hispanic people as opposed to white and the Chinese and the Pakistani or whatever the case may be. So nothing has changed since the fucking 80s when I did this shit. Things have just gotten worse because the cops have been, emasculated by the mayor and the hierarchies and the Democrats and all of that stuff, where we used to be able to go and clean it up. I started under Mayor Koch, okay, and I finished under I went from Koch to Dinkins to Rudy Giuliani, who we fucking loved as a mayor, but he didn't give us big raises, but at least he backed us up. And then who the fuck was the mayor after? Oh, Bloomberg. I retired under little Mikey Bloomberg. So I've dealt with Democrat and Republican mayors, all different types of police commissioners throughout my career that I did. Like I said, I retired as a sergeant. I did 11 years as a detective, undercover narcotics. Hey, listen, I got thrown up against the wall many times by uniformed cops who did not know that I was one of their own. In the Lower East Side, in the projects, buying heroin. They thought I was a bad guy, and for all intents and purposes, I was. And that's going to be the subject of another episode of USA, and I will explain to you how this white boy was thrown up against the wall many times because I was a bad guy. I was pretending to be a bad guy. So if you're out there fucking buying drugs and you get thrown up against the wall, don't blame the fucking cop. You fucked up, bro.
team with a professional record of 0 wins and 1 loss. With a background in wrestling, standing 5 feet, 4 inches tall, weighing 137 pounds.
That's true.
Boy, does sound really good.
It does. That just feels wrong.
Green card guys, it is.
Green card guys. But
Eat your heart out alive, Theodore.
Maxine has gotten her wish.
Hey guys, it's Cheyenne Hacker, aka Guns and Weights on Instagram, and you're watching Muscle Sport TV.
We're here, right here, Mulcahy's Pub, Montauk, New York. Jackhammer Promotions MMA event with Tim Herbert from Spit the Truth Clothing. Patu.
You remember from the day one stuff when it was just two.
Me and Tim know each other for way back when, many years ago. Your aunt, right? I know. I actually coached your nephew then.
My cousin.
Your cousin, okay, Roman.
I was at many of those games. Yeah.
And it's funny because I coached him this year in basketball right before he went away to college. So I coached him when he was a little guy. Now I coach him. He's like a bodybuilder now, the kid.
Yeah, he just won his first contest to Hercules over in the Bronx.
Yeah, he's in good shape, young kid, 18-year-old kid. But let's talk about Spit the Truth. Tell them what it is, Keith. Show off the nice. He's got a good account with the dummies, so he's gonna hook me up. I'm gonna get these dummies for our next event. Maybe I'll put my head on top of it, make it a real dummy. So talk a little bit about Spit the Truth. You guys have been around for a while. Plug the site and what you guys do.
We started back in 2008. You know, we've been growing small and small ever since. And now, like, we just launched our sneaker line, custom-made sneakers out of Italian leather over in Italy. The same guys who make Ferragamo dress shoes and stuff like that started that, they make our sneakers.
And you guys Spit the Truth. It was legalized MMA in New York, but now it is legal, but Spit the Truth, look, that was just part of Spit the Truth.
Yeah, that was just part of us. And, you know, when I came out with that line of shirts, our first full line, MMA wasn't illegal in New York State. You only could do kickboxing events. Today we're at an MMA event. That was just part of our niche because I know so many of the local fighters. I'm very close with them. They were always hooking me up with stuff. So I'm like, that was a way to give back and also to draw attention to the cause.
And also, obviously, you have all different styles and stuff like that. Now you're saying you're doing sneakers, so it's not just, it's full apparel line. So
sneakers was the next jump. These guys approached me from Italy, like, we like your style, we like your clothing. We want to partner up with you to make these custom sneakers. They're custom for everyone. They're made by hand, so they're made to order. And they're like the most unique and beautiful dress shoes you'll ever own.
I Am Made in Michelle Bella is showing off one of the shirts. What do you think of them?
I think it's hot. I like it. I would definitely wear it. Maybe cut it up a little.
Cut it up a little. Do you happen to have crotchless panties or Spit the Truth on it, Tim?
No, but I have designed them. But like she said, cut it up. I do that custom. I do cut the shirts up for anybody.
So maybe we can get Michelle to model them one time. Cut it up. You got to cut a lot off because we want a lot showing.
Well, she definitely should show a lot. So we'll definitely cut as much off as she wants.
Plug the site, the social media, whatever. How do people order the shirts?
Hey, you want to order our shirts? Just go to Spit the Truth shoes, and that's what's online, the shoes right now. And if you want the shirts, the site will be up again shortly. It's Spit the Truth Clothing. And social media, just look hashtag Spit the Truth. You'll find us because we're pretty much every hashtag that brings you to our stuff.
Tim Herbert, Spit the Truth Clothing, right here at Montauk, New York, Mulcahy's Pub.
It's not about suffering how people may look at suffering. Like you have to just go to a place that just every day of your life is suffering. To succeed, you must fail. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there. All the answers to all the test questions. The test is your life. All the answers are in there. You don't have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit it. You're only going to visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours of the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there. They are in there.
Right here, Boot 1060, Country Crush, arm wrestling combo with MSM and Don Underwood. He told me to call him Hollywood, and I'm gonna do that because he's just a wee bit bigger than me. What's up, Don?
Hey man, just loving life at the Arnold's right now, baby. What's going on?
Are you competing with the whole arm wrestling stuff going on this weekend?
Yeah, we are competing. So far, so good, undefeated going into day 2, so we're excited.
And now that's a whole 3-day event, though, right?
Well, we got weigh-ins 1, but 2 competition days, yes, sir.
And obviously, you're competing in what, super heavies?
I'm actually a super lightweight.
Super lightweight?
Oh, I am. Super heavies, 320, so yes.
How long you been doing this professionally?
30 years.
30 years. And arm wrestling's just, working with Ray and everything, it's very different from the whole bodybuilding fitness industry. And I find it fascinating how an event like the Arnold, everybody kind of commingles. There's powerlifting, strength, sports, all that stuff. How do you feel about how everything gets mixed up all in one big event over a big weekend?
Well, we're blessed to be here, first of all. It's a mixed event. You got to respect each and every sport. The athletes and the time they put in to be great at what they do. Ours is a little different, but it's a man-on-man. I mean, you get the experience, not only the strength of another human, but the adrenaline, the anger, and a whole lot of different aspects of what you would normally do in a powerlifting or some other scenario. It really is almost personal, so it gets pretty violent. So that's what I love about the sport. I can hurt you in very, very ways that I'm not going to go to jail. Let's keep it PG-13, but no, that is my yard. I don't want anybody in it. So it's a different aspect is where you can really do some things that you can't do in other sports. So.
And where can they find you online? Instagram, website, wherever. Plug away, bro.
Just on Facebook, Don Underwood. We had Game of Arms. Check out that. You can get it on Hulu. You can get it on Amazon. Got some new stuff coming out. So if you guys like arm wrestling, check out this face because it's going to be in your house every week.
Game of Arms on mainstream platforms. Bodybuilding don't get that. Arm wrestling does. Don Hollywood Underwood right here with us at the Expo.
Thanks, brother.
You got it, man.
Hey guys, my name is Ripped Vixen, Ifbb Pro Bodybuilder. I'm watching Muscle Sport TV. You can check out my blog on rippedvixen.com.